America is currently scared because Huawei just made a shocking comeback. In the year 2019, Huawei sold over 240 million smartphones. These guys overtook iPhone. In the year 2019, Huawei was one of the first smartphone companies to launch 5G network, and America saw them as a threat, and they weaponized the Google Android software. They took them out of the Google Android software, and Huawei was struggling. And fast forward in 2023, Huawei has made a shocking comeback. I'm talking about the Huawei Mate 60 Pro. This smartphone is a beast, and tech gurus in America are still struggling to understand how Huawei made it. So this is Huawei chipset. It is called the HiSilicon. In fact, America did not just weaponize the Android system, they also weaponized chipset. And now Huawei is now manufacturing their own chipset, and they are also using their own software, making them independent from all American companies, which is something that American companies or American tech gurus are still trying to figure out how these guys made it. Now, this is the reason why the tech gurus in America are confused. Because if you look around the American companies, they rely on Taiwan for semiconductors. Their chipset is produced in Taiwan, right? And this is one of the main reasons why America is scared that Taiwan will fall in the hands of China, because they are scared because of what they did to Huawei. So they are scared that if Taiwan fall in the hands of China, China may also weaponize the chipsets, right? So they are also scared, right? It is well understood. But if you look at the IP rating of this smartphone, it's completely different from Samsung and iPhone. And I was watching a drop test of this smartphone, and this smartphone survived multiple drop tests, right, which iPhone and Samsung couldn't survive. And I'm still struggling to figure out, the type of glass that this smartphone is using, because most of the smartphones we know out there use Gorilla Glass, but this smartphone is completely different. So the last Huawei smartphone to support 5G was the Mate 40 Pro, right? And now Huawei just made a shocking comeback with this whole Mate 60 Pro. You understand? And one thing that surprised me is how this smartphone is now trending, because we didn't see the launch of this smartphone, and all of a sudden, boom, this smartphone is trending everywhere. And most of the Chinese smartphone companies are going to switch to the Huawei software, right? Because they don't want to rely on America for their software, because America is good in weaponizing everything. So America is not sanctioning Samsung, because Samsung, if you look at South Korea is a big ally of United States, so they like them, so they don't have problem with them. But if you look at the smartphones in China, America is trying to weaponize the software for them, and that is why these guys, they've created their own software, and that is why they want to be independent completely from America, which I think is good. So if you like the content, just make sure to like the video. It's very, very important. Like the video so that TikTok will introduce you to more people. Let us make the announcement. Huawei is back. I'm a tech lover. In fact, I don't know why I'm doing geopolitics, but I love tech so much, right? And we have to let these Westerners and the Americans know that their sanctions against Huawei has failed. Huawei is back again. And I'm sure that this smartphone company, Huawei, will dominate the smartphone industry. I'm sure. I believe so. They will, because they were about to do that in 2019, and America saw them as a threat. They took them out, and they are back again.